Police officers testified at the Minnesota Senate today. The officers are all board members for the Minneapolis Police Federation. And as Esme Murphy reports, they offered up a scathing critique of government and police leaders during the riots following George Floyd's death.
That's not what we stand for.
Her voice shaking, Minneapolis Police Sergeant Anna Hedberg says during the riots, officers were abandoned by state, city, and department leaders.
To watch them go through that was so heartbreaking. To know that they could have died because we were not allowed to respond the way that we have been trained to respond.
During the riots, the officers were told they could not wear protective frog suits, but were still hit and injured with bottles, cement, and more. Sergeant Hedberg blames state, city, and department leaders for the abandonment of the 3rd Precinct.
I heard the governor say, "Give it up." It wasn't directly to me, it was through a phone call. How the governor says, "Give up the precinct." I mean, that's demoralizing for this whole state.
And the three described a demoralized police force with dozens of officers planning to retire or quit.
I believe I speak for every Minneapolis cop when I tell you that I've never been more publicly humiliated.
They also described a city out of control.
The crime is rampant in Minneapolis right now.
The crime is rampant in almost all Democrat-controlled cities in the country. When you have low-life prosecutors who won't prosecute crimes, yet if you try to defend yourself, you get prosecuted, or a police officer is prosecuted, you have a recipe for total destruction of cities, which is why New Yorkers are abandoning New York. People in Illinois are flying all over the place to Texas, to Florida. Same thing with California and Washington. Wherever the Democrats are in control, it turns to shit. Just like President Trump says, everything woke turns to shit. It's a rule. It's guaranteed too.